Gang. What it is, chat? We back in the dungeon with your boy K the fuck X. And I'm gonna tell you one more time. All I'm gonna ask you to do is to feed me 50k subs. And if you in a dungeon right now with your boy K the fuck X, man, you better get you one of these, light it up, roll up, sit back and chill. Cause if you ain't, get out of the dungeon. And all you haters come past the dungeon telling us, yeah, the football glove and a tight shirt. But you watching though, and you making, hey look, that view, they got that bag. So, chill out. Feed me 50k subs, you hear me? We try to get there in a month. Let's do the sub challenge. Now let's get into this Big Meech. Big Meech, yo. Oh man, you never think he'd be the rat type, but we about to see. We about to see, chat. Meech, yo, the rat type. I ain't think that though, but let's get into it.
2025 has had everyone at the edge of their seats. Shocked would be the word best to describe former drug trafficker / street legend Big Meech, next to former corrections officer / rapper Rick Ross. Ross would always give the facade that he was some drug lord from Miami, even going as far as naming himself after a drug lord from Los Angeles. Ross would mention Big Meech on his 2010 album Teflon Don, the very nickname of none other than John Gotti. Within the song BMF, Ross would rap, "I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover." Ross would be boldly comparing himself to Meech, and we all know ran BMF, the Black Mafia family. A drug trafficking money laundering organization founded in 1985 in southwest Detroit, prosecutors allege BMF made over $270 million over the course of its operation.
And let me say something, chat. I was a little jit. Not even up the step. But my older cousins, they talk about them a lot. Like they was in our city a lot.
A Los Angeles drug source with direct ties to Mexican cartels would be the entryway in which BMF established direct routes to Atlanta, where they flooded the southern states with kilos of cocaine. But this wasn't the only person Rick Ross felt he was like. He'd also name another street legend, Larry Hoover. Hoover is being held responsible for founding the Gangster Disciples in Chicago way back in the late 60s. A gang that's very much still active today, having spread to the East Coast and throughout the southern states. Larry Hoover is currently imprisoned at ADX Florence, the federal supermax prison home to terrorists, gangsters, and other major drug lords such as El Chapo. Hoover is currently serving 6 life sentences, while Big Meech was just released from federal prison in October of 2024. Back in 2008, Meech was sentenced to 30 years, and in 2024, Meech would have his sentence reduced to 20 years. A judge would then grant a 32-month reduction off of the 20-year sentence.
I wanna know why you got a release, chat. I mean reduce, chat. Like what happened? Feds don't do that.
Serving over 16 years straight in federal prison, Big Meech would finally be released. What the fuck Rick Ross has in common with either of these men is unknown, as the only drugs he sold was in songs, and the only person Ross was was the
Y'all said the only drugs he sold was in songs. They don't work on that. He ain't never pushed a piece of paper. You feel me?
At a reception center when he worked there. But even then, whether Meech wanted a link with Ross because of the 14-year-old song, or Ross had some money for Meech so Ross could continue role-playing like a drug lord, many believe Meech's loyalty was due elsewhere. What's up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake.
I'm gonna tell you where his loyalty was at. His loyalty was trying to get that bag. Like, he already knew BMF wasn't about to make no more moves in the street, nor in the industry, without clicking with somebody that was already hot in the industry. So that was the easy target. That's what he went with. Cause you know that nigga yelling his name, so he already knew he gonna grab his clout.
I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me, and for this video, We're gonna be speaking on
1090.
Meech versus 50
Who is
Cent
Jake?
and the Paperwork Party. When it comes to war, few are as relentless and unforgiving as 50 Cent.
What a nine like me. Oh. Nine like me.
And if you need a reminder, 50 just went viral again for dissing Irv Gotti after Irv was declared brain dead from a second stroke.
Woo.
50 would fire the internet.
Woo! Why would that man play with that man like that? RP doesn't how they would. Why would he play that man like that? I know the beef, but damn, bro.
Up with a post saying, "I'm smoking on that Gotti pack."
Woo!
Nah, God bless him, LOL.
Woo!
The
He always say he's smoking on that Gotti pack. Not only that, 50 smoke you. What it is, 50?
beef between the two dates back to the 90s, and even Chicago rapper 600 Breezy would leave a comment saying, "Every day
Ben
he
smoking
shows
on that
us
Irv
why
pack.
he hit him 9 times." Well, it's rumored that Irv Gotti was one of the men responsible for 50 being hit 9 times. 50 has had a notoriously long career of not giving a fuck, and in this case, things have seemingly become personal because 50 gave a fuck. For those that don't remember, Big Meech's son, Lil Meech, was known for years as nothing more than his father's son. But he'd break into stardom when 50 pushed him into the direction of a lead role for a show. Based on BMF, Lil Meech would be playing his own father, and 50 would be the executive producer behind the scenes. With no experience, Lil Meech would state in an interview 50 invested in him early on, going as far as paying for his acting classes so he could secure the role in the show as his father. Becoming a success, Lil Meech would find himself in a new light and out of his father's shadow as he thrived in his acting role. With Big Meech being released, the father-son duo would finally be reunited.
When you think about it like this, chat, Big Meech is a drug dealer. He ain't never really did nothing in the industry. I mean, he had a record label. He had one artist, I think. I don't really know how many artists yet. I don't know if Jeezy really, I don't know. But I know Jeezy's rolling around with him. I don't know. But yeah, I'm saying he didn't really make no moves in the industry like that, but jump into them artists bandwagon and in the streets. But so I'm saying what worth would Lil Meech have? So I'm saying 50 invested in Shorty off of the name of the father. But let's see where this go.
And everyone expected big things for the future. What nobody expected was Big Meech and Rick Ross. A welcome back legacy concert would be posted to Meech's Instagram with a long list of major artists set to perform in Broward County, Florida. It wasn't the fact that Ross was performing, it was that they took pictures and videos together. Immediately, the internet knew 50 was gonna react, and he didn't disappoint. 50 would post a picture of a rat saying, "I think I'm Big Meech." Now, many
He said, I think a big with the rat up there, huh?
as to who he was dissing, but it seems more likely that 50 was dissing Rick Ross as he was quoting Ross's own song. But then again, the caption would read, "His biggest mistake he ever made was not sustaining his relationship with Tammy Cohen's." Her tell-all documentary reveals the
Who's Tammy? I mean, who's Tammy, chat? Let me know in the box.
truth. Tammy Cohen's was once a business partner and close friend of Big Meech, but according to federal
Fill me up, chat.
became a federal informant. Ross would clap back at 50 with a post of his own, and of course he promoted his car show, which is believed to be the reason he linked with Meech in the first place. See, Ross isn't dumb. Meech being in prison for the last 17 years is a decent excuse, while Ross knew exactly what he was doing. Ross wanted to link with Meech, knowing the controversy it would start up, so he could then promote his upcoming car show. But the effect in doing so would leave Meech in a worse position than what he came home to. 50 would start dropping bombs, even posting texts from Lil Meech that read, They just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram, and now you're managing Skilla Baby with Rocket when I brought him around you first when you didn't have a clue who he was. Now you're mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own shit, but I never switched up on you. Fuck Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he could afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet shit is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life. 50 would reply with, what next season? Make it clear that Big
Yo said, what next season? Yeah, he said he ain't rolling with no rats. Come on, man. Get out of here.
Meech's choice wouldn't affect just him, but also his son and the existence of the BMF show. After all, how could 50 continue a show based on a rat? While the Black Mafia family was pushing kilos of cocaine, BMF Entertainment was a music business used as a front to launder money. The label would promote several hip-hop artists, but Blue Da Vinci would be the only artist actually signed to BMF. Roughly 150 BMF members would be indicted, but Blue would be free for more than a year before finding himself taken down by the feds. The BMF rappers were doing nothing more than loading and unloading cocaine from vehicles and counting money from stash houses.
Chat, hold me down.
Blue would eventually be sentenced to 5 years
in the dungeon with your boy K-the-fuck-I-X.
Followed by 5
hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit me in the comment box. I do get back in that comment box. Hold me down, chat.
One of those men will be none other than Dexter Sosa Hussey. Having served 12 years for trafficking and money laundering, Sosa was the head of logistics for BMF as he took on the responsibility of managing loads of 150 kilos at a time and transporting them across the country. Sourced directly from the cartel, Sosa would study maps, routes, and familiarize himself with the areas in which he trafficked. He'd even go as far as learning which times of day police were most active, giving him a window to take advantage of through different time zones across the country. A calculated operator, Sosa would take the Vlad TV speaking on Blue Da Vinci.
Well, did Blue Da Vinci cooperate or no?
Yeah, he cooperated. I mean, I didn't say it. It was in Miss Mara Shalhoub's book, where his own lawyer said, yeah, if there was anything else that we could do, Your Honor, to help you along with this case, my client would be more than willing to cooperate with you all to help you in this investigation. But now the thing of it is by you admitting what was done, you know what I'm saying, you what you done or whatever, but bottom line is, you know, you didn't take the single plea. You went in and was giving them information on shit that they already had and thought it was cool, but you still, you know, that was part of that. You just confirmed other shit that the other CI told. Plus you did
we back in the building. It's your boy K-the-fuck-I-X. We in the dungeon. You already know we react to the best and the best and the best shit. Like we getting, hey, I didn't know they was doing it like that over there. They was ratting it up. Ooh. Hey man, like I can't get with them boys. Like anybody that wanna roll around act like they dangerous and still ratting, hey, Swiss cheese on them. But I'm saying like that's crazy. They was doing that. And let's see what else happened. Cause I missed something, Jack.
Video prior to
look, we in the dungeon with your boy K-the-fuck-I-X. Look, you see I'm on the brush, so I had to take a mean ass walk to get that drink. You feel me? But we back. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Hit me in the comment box. Show me if you want. I don't really care. I'm gonna hit the like. I'm gonna give you a like. You feel me? Cause I'm doing my thing. I'm gonna keep doing my thing.
That was giving them the whole fucking play. They never knew nothing about it. That smack video was detrimental in finding out who each person was.
What Sosa was referring to would be written out in Blue Da Vinci's sentencing transcripts. Blue was being called up in court, and as he made his way to the podium, his lawyer stated to the judge, "As he's coming up, Your Honor, I did leave one thing out. You had asked some of the other defendants whether or not they cooperated. Mr. McKnight, aka Blue Da Vinci, was one of the individuals who did attempt to cooperate. He was debriefed by the government, but basically he didn't know anything that was useful against the remaining defendants. So Blue Da Vinci's lawyer would essentially be the one to expose Blue did attempt to cooperate and was debriefed by the feds. Blue would then tearfully give a statement in court before being sentenced to 5 years and 4 months. But did he actually snitch? It's clear as day that he attempted to, but none of the information he provided was of any use or could be used against anyone.
So he basically wasted his time saying something. Boy, it's crazy.
Informants had already stated, so while he technically wasn't making things worse, he definitely wasn't making them better, and he only did so to secure a lesser sentence. At one point, Big Meech would accuse Blue of snitching.
It doesn't matter. Like, if bro, you got a lighter sentence for saying something. You said something. It don't matter if you said the same shit that the nigga said and he the one told first. You still told behind. You backed that up. You get what I'm saying? They not gonna listen to one person, but they will listen to two. You back that up. And you can't say you gonna say you're not a rat man. You's a rat man. You did that, man. Come on, bro.
But according to Blue, Meech would apologize after. And in the end, Blue would get the final laugh as his name remains stained. But it would be Blue that dropped the paperwork on Big Meech. Blue would do an interview with Cam Capone back
He said
in
they dropped the paperwork on who? Now who told my God?
23, providing the paperwork, exposing Tammy Cohen's. Tammy was Big Meech's assistant. With Meech already taken down by the feds, Tammy would seemingly prove her loyalty by remaining in contact with Meech through calls and letters. With years in prison ahead of him, Meech would make a risky business move by signing over his life rights to Tammy. This now meant Tammy owned the life story of Big Meech and could turn it into millions.
That's
This
crazy.
wasn't the only business move Meech made.
Bro, that's just like selling your royalties. That's just like me selling my rights to my. Come on, bro. Even.
While in jail, Meech met a cartel member by the name of Fidel Suarez. Suarez owned and operated a trucking company in California and had been investigated/arrested without conviction for drug trafficking in 2005 and 2009. Meech would use Tammy to connect Suarez with a lifelong friend named Dion Gatling, who's more commonly known as the St. Louis drug lord Cuffy. Tammy would bridge the gap for further drug distribution, but what Cuffy and Suarez didn't know was she was a confidential informant and was reporting everything to the feds.
That's crazy,
confidential
bro.
source number 1 has been identified as Tammy Cohen's. Paperwork would state she first became a confidential informant for the Atlanta DEA back in 2009, where she provided information in a money laundering case that resulted in the successful prosecution and conviction of another Atlanta kingpin legend named Terry White.
It's believed.
Pause, Jack. So she was already an informant. I want to know, did he know she was an informant?
That Terry White grew up in an Atlanta housing project. But when FBI and GBI agents arrested him last night, he was living here, a sprawling $200,000 mansion in Jonesboro. The 27-year-old was in the process of renovating his home, which features an outdoor swimming pool, a full-length basketball court, and more.
Had a media room where there were 24 TV sets on one wall hooked to a satellite dish. And you could hit a button and all 24 TVs would come on.
Agents seized the home and 3 cars which belonged to White, including this $110,000 Rolls Royce, which was paid for in cash. But there was more to be found inside. $47,000 cash and a machine to count the money. Thousands in gold jewelry and mink coats. A small catch of ammunition and weapons, including a
Bro, you had all that in your car? In the car? Like, what? You ain't had no, like, you ain't all that bread. You can't have no little spot to put it up in the car? But I wish I'd have known that, but I didn't.
loaded Uzi semi-automatic
I
pistol.
was probably was just a nut and a sperm sex, so I'm saying, like.
As she had no criminal record, was not a known drug user, did not appear motivated by money, and was not looking to get a reduced prison sentence or charges dismissed. Instead, she appeared motivated by revenge, as Terry White had her unknowingly laundering money for him. Tammy Cohen's was not initially a paid informant, but an agent would put her in for an award that would be a percentage of the property seized in the case. Tammy would receive a total of $55,000 for putting away Terry White. When
That's
Tammy
crazy,
Cohen became
Jack.
a confidential informant, she'd already been a longtime friend and associate of Big Meech. Specifically, she held the life rights of Big Meech, and in 2011, Meech requested her help in coordinating a delivery of cocaine through Suarez. Meech told Tammy he met Suarez while inside of a county jail in Michigan, and as time went on, Meech would ask her to connect Suarez with Cuffy.
Hey,
So
bro.
she'd reported to the feds.
I don't know if you knew her like that, but I'm saying, like, if you was busting major moves out there and you was making money, like, depending on the situation, who got popped off, and you feel me, you should have just stuck with the same little circle, you feel me? It ain't that hard. You feel me? That's crazy. Like, I know somebody out there you could have reached out to besides that. Because if I'm in a jam like that, I'm not reaching out to nobody but the, you feel me, the color of my, you feel me? Sure.
That Meech had her coordinate a cocaine delivery in 2011 while Meech was in prison. But for some reason, Meech would never face an indictment for her allegations. At a later
I wanna know
evidentiary
why.
hearing,
He probably said
Tammy
something.
would deny
He probably was working
that
with
Meech had
them.
any involvement with drug trafficking activities between Suarez and Cuffy. She'd also deny Meech directed her to connect them. And now, the feds were starting to believe Tammy Cohen's was no longer a credible informant. That, and the fact that it was discovered she was sleeping with the federal agent assigned to her. So what would make her start covering up for Meech?
Come on.
Wiretaps would reveal Cuffy's alleged involvement in the murders of 2 individuals cooperating with law enforcement, and along with Tammy providing information on him drug trafficking, Cuffy would be indicted in 2014. Cuffy's legal team would file motions that would leave Tammy Cohen's panicking. At this time, nobody knew she was an informant, and Tammy saw information within Cuffy's motion that she believed would allow people close to the case to identify her. The DEA agent controlling her would testify in court that she expressed concern over the motions and that she panicked and took several measures to try to protect herself. Apparently, Tammy drove several hours to Louisiana in an attempt to visit Big Meech in federal prison to explain her position and try to deflect any accusations.
Ain't no way,
So
man.
essentially, she was seeking Meech's advice on how to handle being exposed as a confidential informant. It's believed she wasn't able to visit him, but when she did speak with him, Big Meech
So
told
no.
Tammy he didn't want his name caught up in this mess. Nothing is said about Meech being shocked, surprised, or angry, and finding out his assistant
Hey, man,
who
listen,
he trusted with his life rights was now working with the feds. He just didn't want his...
I'm just gonna say it like this: if he trusted her with his life and all of that stuff, maybe, you know how you sit back, chilling, doing something, and you don't want your face and name put all over it, so you tell that person to do everything. That man told her to do all that shit. You feel me? Like, she wasn't gonna do that on her own. He told her to do that shit, man. Come on, man. Let's be real. And I ain't even gonna throw no allegedly out there. He told her to do that shit, man. Come on. We keep everything a bean over here. You in a dungeon with your boy Kid for Hacks. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit me in the chat. I do hit back in the chat. Feed me 50K subscribers in the month. We on that subscribe challenge, you hear me? And anybody that's in the building right now, look, you're listening, you hear me? Put your ear to the speaker. Put your ear to the floor. Look at that screen. Hit that subscribe button. Because you hit that subscribe button, You were invited to the party. You feel me? We gonna turn up, pop bottles, everything. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit me the cover box. Bring back like 20 of your friends, you feel me? We gonna do this the right way.
His name being brought up, showing that he knew. To further protect herself and Meech, Tammy would state the wiretaps contained false information. She was now saying that Meech never connected Suarez to Cuffy, and that the DEA agent Tammy was having sex with was jealous of her relationship with Meech and was trying to frame him. The feds would quickly realize Tammy was no longer credible, and due to the fear of being exposed, she was now attempting to distance Big Meech from Suarez and Cuffy. In 2019, at the age of 53, Cuffy would be sentenced to 27 years in prison for drug trafficking and use of firearms in furtherance of drug trafficking, resulting in death. Fast forward to 2024, Camp Capone would have Blue Da Vinci back on, but this time, Blue had none other than Cuffy on the line so he could speak out for himself from prison.
But I'm in here with a 27-year sentence based on Demetrius Flannery, as you all know as Big Meech, and Tammy Cowens, known in the paperwork as CS1. So what Big Meech did was called a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Cowens signed up to...
Hey, chat, sit back. You got that blunt? Hit that motherfucker one time. Hit it one good time. And listen real close. I said that. I said it. I said it, chat. I said it. You, it's the person who was doing all of that, making all the bread, and you that, and you willing to put your all into another person like, yeah, now you the face. You still running stuff, but you're telling them what to do. You feel me? So that wasn't her move. He threw her in there. I told you, chat, man. I told you he had, man, come on, man. That's why 50 wasn't trying to rock with that. I wouldn't be rocking with that either. That shit ain't right. You feel me, nigga? You want to do that? You can't be around me. You can't get no bread around here. I don't give a fuck if your son ain't got nothing to do with it. He ain't rolling with me. Give a fuck.
To be a DEA informant, to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. Plain and
Crazy,
simple.
man. Look,
Cuffy would start off strong
chat.
saying,
Look, chat. I'm gonna tell it to you like this. If you wanna go out there and do that and be that man, stand on that, take that time. Don't be putting everybody in the mix and riding on it so you get less of time, man. Come on, girl, that shit for the birds. You ain't wanna be over there? Why the fuck you put another man over there? Let's go.
he's doing 27 years because of Meech, and claimed Meech did what's called a third-party cooperation. Cuffy would claim Tammy Cohen's, who was already a DEA informant, cooperated against
Watch
him.
this no more,
for
man.
big
Watch make me sick.
This would be backed by the paperwork that stated back in 2011, Tammy was tasked with targeting Hispanics involved in drug trafficking. She'd be spared from having to testify as they'd be sent back to Mexico. When asked if she'd get something big, the DEA agent would interrupt her saying, "You'll get a lot of money."
Crazy
But instead,
word.
she asked to get Big Meech a time cut, to which the DEA agent said, "We can work on that." Cuffy discovered this through a Frank's hearing, in which his legal team was able to cross-examine his accusers, including government agents and informants. Tammy would be present to testify, and these transcripts are of what she said. Fidel Suarez was Hispanic, clearly pushing drugs through his trucking operation. Cuffy wanted drugs, Meech connected them through Tammy, and Tammy sat back and watched it all unfold. But Meech would never receive the time cut because it was discovered Tammy was having sex with the DEA agent responsible for her. So in the end,
You in the building, Jack? You still in the building with your boy K5X? You ain't, yeah, you better roll up. You better do that, cause you ain't roll up. You better get up out of here. You can't be chilling with me. But I'm telling you right now, just feed me. 50. Look, feed me. I said, feed me. 50K subs, those are real. Feed me. 50K subs, those are real. And niggas talk about the drip. The drip is drip, you feel me? It's there. It's there. It's drip all the way around. Subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. Share the channel. Comment. And they chat. I'm reading right now. Y'all trolling. Y'all crazy, man. I'm on my Twitch shit.
Tammy's cooperation did not benefit Meech, but because of it, Cuffy's phone was wiretapped and he was taken down as a result of them finding evidence and sentenced to 27 years. Now this is where you as a viewer have to decide as to what you believe. Tammy received the life rights to Big Meech after he was taken down by the feds. Tammy then became a DEA informant, which even the feds questioned as she didn't want or need money, wasn't a drug addict, and wasn't facing criminal charges. So what was her motive? Tammy was told she'd be targeting Hispanics and asked in return for her cooperation that Big Meech would receive a lesser sentence. She was cooperating, being paid to do so, but also doing so for Meech to benefit. When accidentally exposed as an informant through court filings mentioning her name, she panicked, running to Meech, who was in prison. Meech told her he wanted his name to stay out of it, and at that time, she recanted all statements regarding Meech, saying he had nothing to do with bringing Suarez and Cuffy together. Tammy was then exposed for having sex with a DEA agent, ruining any chances of helping Meech, and Cuffy goes down because of the wiretap brought on by Tammy. So why wouldn't Cuffy believe Meech was behind it? Tammy didn't make a move Meech didn't tell her to make. She was his assistant and trusted enough that he signed over his life rights. She only began cooperating after Meech was taken down and continued to visit him for years in prison. They remained in contact long after she informed him she was exposed as an informant, and she even went on to become a co-producer for BMF, the TV series, along with executive producer 50 Cent. The show would premiere
in chat. You see why 50 was like, I fuck with y'all. I'm dropping the show. It's dead. Cause y'all brought this around me. Come on, man. Real niggas don't give a fuck about that bag. Once a nigga know you doing that, we gone. We could be making billions of dollars with you. Once we see that you that way, you lucky you still alive, feel me?
2021, 2 years after Cuffy was sentenced. 50 being a chess master was now trolling Big Meech with the promise of a Tammy Cohen's documentary coming soon. Turns out, 50 would buy Big Meech's life rights from...
I know y'all peeped that chat. And I wasn't on no bullshit, but see, when that rat shit, that rat infested stuff is in the air, nigga, you gotta wipe your nose, like you got to. And there wasn't no bullshit. Like I was like my nose just started, so I had to slap. You feel me? I had to wait for me.
Tammy. So now 50 is in control with the power to essentially end the BMF series and expose Big Meech through the help of his former associate, Tammy Cohen.
Come on.
Big Meech's Welcome Back concert would be canceled just before it started. Lil Meech would already be doing Instagram promos as his acting career just ended, and strings were seemingly being pulled as all of the aura that Big Meech once had was being swept away by 50.
Cause it's like this. You ain't really no household name. You just did that. And niggas vibe with you because you was going around different cities pushing that, and you stood on that, and you ain't. You feel me? But once they found out you was that, niggas was like, hold up, man. You about to snatch your name out of there. You about to, yeah. You can't have that around here. Come on, tell all that BMF around here. Sun gone, all that. You know, man. You know, man. That's not how it go, bro. You chasing money, and you should.
50 Cent. And let's be clear, only someone as influential as 50 Cent
crazy.
had the power to pull this off. as many had spoke on Big Meech's paperwork in the past, but it took a megastar to solidify it and spread it to the masses. 50 would continue to troll Meech, posting a GoFundMe stating Meech needs help paying his bills, and Lil Meech would post a picture to Instagram with Floyd Mayweather and Rick Ross saying real power.
Come on.
Of course, those comments would be turned off. Lil Meech made millions off the BMF series, with 50 Cent to thank. And it's alleged that he spent it all trying to maintain a rapper's image, and now him and his father are both struggling, while 50 is ready to end BMF over disloyalty. Why Meech would turn to Ross is unknown, but 50 is...
Bullshit. Meech said it himself. He built his empire on being what? Not messing with what? He said he don't mess with disloyal people. That's what he built it around, right? But you was one of them disloyal people. Like, I don't get that. Like, it be the ones who be saying that shit that be doing that. Like, that's probably why y'all be saying that shit.
Making him stand on it. And it's also unknown, but alleged, that Meech and Tammy had a fallout, which placed her right into the hands
You pull all my black and whites up.
In the end,
All of them.
there has yet to be a paper unsealed showing Big Meech 100% cooperated. But as some have said, he came home 15 years too early. It would seem only Tammy Cohen's has the power to truly solidify.
Feds not letting nobody out 15 years too early.
Or destroy it completely.
Not the feds, bro.
And that is 50
State, yeah,
Cent's
not the
final
feds, man.
bullet. Now, a lot of research went into this video. We're dealing with a very big name. And at the same time, I wanted to let everything play out. So please excuse my absence in this situation. But I mean, I just made it a fucking series. This wasn't even one show that just took place in a day. This shit's been going on for a while. The content just seemed to keep coming. At the end of the day, from what I've seen from legal paperwork, Meech allegedly was still involved in the game in the feds and was never charged with anything. Meech allegedly knew that Tammy Cohen's was a DEA informant because she went to him and told him.
Bro.
Meech responded, "Keep my name out of it." He didn't want anyone to know. Cuffy is serving 27 years because of an investigation caused by Tammy. Tammy was cooperating to get Meech a time cut. I highly doubt Tammy.
Pause for a minute, Jack. Take a time out. If don't nobody know, that man right there know his ish. I'm gonna let you know he know his ish. He been behind them doors. You mean niggas who been back there? No. You feel me? Like you know. If you know, you know, you know. Like he's speaking the truth. And I'm gonna tell you. Meech already knew about all this, man. Meech was, come on, how you ain't get your... You know why nobody come out the feds 15 years early, bro. So I'm getting hot just thinking about it.
Needed the money. She's connected to BMF. But Tammy specifically stated she wanted to get him a time cut. She was cooperating so Big Meech could get a time cut. She was seduced by an ATF agent and blew the whole fucking operation. So because she essentially fucked up, she then went to 50 Cent. Now 50 is gonna pay her more money than the DEA. Big Meech is fucked. And the entire BMF series seems to be over with.
Done.
Do I think Big Meech snitched? I'm not sure, honestly. Do I think he knew about what Tammy was doing?
I think he knew about it.
The paperwork says yes. And that right there is enough, right? Because you know this girl is snitching and doing it so you benefit. So Cuffy saying that Meech did a third party cooperation doesn't sound far-fetched. because the paperwork clearly states she was cooperating for Meech to get out.
That's what I'm talking
Let me know
about,
y'all's
bro.
thoughts and comments in the comment section. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking
Damn.
with me.
I had this ring on. Shit. Got my whole knuckle up. Banging this one. Look, chat, using the dungeon with your boy K the X. You already got Lily with your boy, man. We got Gritty. 50 and Meech, bro. Hey, look. I feel like Meech did that. And if he didn't do that, he told her to do that so he could benefit. How you feel? You supposed to be real, yeah. But you get this chick to go tell on them so you can get out early. That's telling. That's some weird ass shit, bro. Hit me in the comment box. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Troll your boy if you want, man. You already know what it is, man. You was about to get your boy in the dungeon. It's KIX. You already know, man. We about to get into it again. It's a part 2 coming. You already know. I'm gonna tell you dudes this. This what you gotta do. This button you really gotta hit. Man, I wanna let you know. Hit this button right here. All day long. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Get me in the comment box. Subscribe. Most of all, share it. Like it. Help me in the algorithm. We out here.